Oilers for a while, and maybe now it's Cam Talbot's turn. 2-1 in December with a .947 save percentage. His last start was the theft of a couple of points from Winnipeg on Monday. Jacob Markstrom, or Jacob Marley, as we're allowed to call him once a year, has not won 2 in a row for the Canucks. He has that chance after a win in Tampa. He hasn't won at home this season, and he's never beaten Edmonton. So his challenge is obvious. So the Canucks need to jumpstart a 7-game homestand. The Oilers need to jump a depleted lineup. 4 of the top 30 scorers in the league are on the ice to start the game. You saw Taylor Hall with Leon Draisaitl. Daniel and Henrik Sedin, their lines could play a lot against each other tonight. And with no Chris Tanev in the lineup, Matt Bartkowski starts with Alexander, who, as Elliot mentioned, will likely be busy tonight as the Canucks try and move out of their own zone, and they do. Their hottest forward is Daniel Sedin with the drop pass to Henrik. Jannik Hansen is with them in front of the net, and he tipped the puck, but he tipped it into the corner. Andrei Sekera on defense. Paired on the blue line with Mark Fane right now. Here's Taylor Hall, got the puck loose, and he couldn't get by Matt Bartkowski. So he turns back. Teddy Purcell, he's been hot on this line, and his shot went off a skate. And both teams will make their first change of the night. Darnell Nurse, number 25 for the Oilers, stops behind the net. Jordan Eberle, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins up front. Benoit Pouliot, a line that was excellent last year, and as they all get healthy, they hope for a return to that. Giveaway in the corner as Markstrom tried to clear the puck. Nugent-Hopkins kept it in. Pouliot is number 67. He's checked, and Sven Berchi starts out. More Horvat is in the middle. And down the right side, Radim Bravata takes a shot. This line has been pretty good in the last couple of games, giving the Canucks a secondary offensive push. Berchi scored in 3 straight. His pass tipped off the stick. Yannick Weber is back. He's paired on defense with rookie Ben Hutton. And both teams make changes again.
Yeah, both teams like the fact that you've got some continuous play, the turkey legs, trying to get them out and get yourself back into playing mode after the break.
Seems like an eternity. 3 days off, and the players spread out all over the place and enjoy a few days off. And here's a 3-on-2. Mark Letestu up the middle. Korpikoski, shot deflected wide. Matt Hendricks off the back of the net, got the puck back. And to the blue line, Nikita Nikitin fired high and wide. In comes Eric Greiba off the blue line. He stopped, and the Canucks get the puck, and out they start quickly. Eric Dorsett down the wing, couldn't get by Nikitin. Matt Hendricks takes over in the other direction. Alex Viega paired on defense here. With Andre Padan, number 29, plays his first game at home for the Canucks, just his second NHL game, and his first time as a defenseman. Had to play on the wing when he was last called up in L.A. Anton Lander, 4th lines are on, so both teams have been able to get everybody in the game. Lander, Gazdic with a shot, missed the net. On the other side, Sekera holds the puck in. Matt Bartkowski knocked it down, and a great skater gets out to center. To Brandon Crosby's got Cracknell just offside, but he dumped the puck in. And back the other way come the Edmonton Oilers. Luke Gazdic, number 20, drives wide against Alex Edler. Centering pass was knocked away by the goaltender. Leon Draisaitl has come on. Justin Schultz with a shot from the blue line, and Jacob Markstrom makes his first save. Good early pace, and both the coaches don't like that, as you said, to roll the line of the game.
Get everybody going.
Here's Taylor Hall. Snaps a shot. Markstrom makes the save and stops play 3 minutes and 4 seconds in.
Well, we talked about the importance of this stand for Willie Desjardins. You look at the first 4 games, all against Pacific Division rivals, and Jim, never has that been more important than this year with how close it is. And the important thing off of this break, as Willie was saying this morning, is just to get your team revved up. They've struggled on home ice. Look at the injuries at the bottom. It's a tough task when you're shorthanded. This is an incredibly important stretch for the Vancouver Canucks.
Especially on the back end. There's a turnover in the blue line. Pouliot, Jordan Eberle, and the puck was swept away off his stick. That defensive play was made by Yannick Weber. Back up the middle, Nugent-Hopkins missed a pass, and that turned the puck over to Bo Horvat, who's with Sven Berchi and Radim Bravata. Sophomore Horvat turned back at the blue line. Justin Schultz advances the puck. Taylor Hall's trying to get loose. Nugent-Hopkins skates onto the puck, takes the shot, Markstrom the save, and he gathers in the rebound, and the Oilers have had a few early chances. The Canucks not.
And you can see Todd McCann now, he's got to go his lines.
Darren McCann had a league jump. Won the draw, been to get beaten with a wrist shot. Markstrom with a nice leg save. Eric Dorsett off the boards. Here's Ronald's cannons on Greiba, who knocked the puck away, and Hendricks comes back to help out. drive on defense. Canucks changing on the fly. A tip in by Hendricks. Markstrom will play the puck to Matt Bartkowski. His hard around. Kennens into the middle. And the Canucks have to skate to the puck and move it ahead. Here's Derek Dorsett. McCann falls in behind him. Takes the pass as the cycle begins in the corner. Andre Sekera patiently decides to play the puck back to his partner Mark Fane. To Hendricks, and the Oilers should be able to get out of their own zone.
Get that changing on the fly that you said for the Vancouver Canucks. It's all about the defenseman.
There's Adam Crackman playing on the wing tonight on the fourth line with Lyndon Vey and Brandon Bartkowski. Bobbled the puck, fell down. Here's Hendricks, fakes, takes wide of the net. Racing for the puck, it's thrown to the front of the net. Cross, Hendricks looked up. Oh, it's a big man. He's sick. Ensuing face-off. Yet Darnell Nurse doesn't have a shot, so he just knocks the puck in deep, and the Sedins will start out with Jannik Hansen. Hendricks carrying the puck. Daniels on the other side. The pass to him went off the skate of Weber, who was darting up the middle. Draisaitl back defensively to help the defense. Taylor Hall rink wide. Justin Schultz jumps up, has a look around, sees a change on the other side. Into the middle for Draisaitl, can't get by Ben Hutton. Back the other way comes the speedy Hansen, who left the puck behind, and he shot it in. Talbot hasn't had much to do, and he's out to play the puck. Here's Edler on his offside, playing with Hutton. He's playing with everybody tonight. And that may be the case as Daniel circles. Edler's shot didn't miss by much. Eddie Purcell couldn't get to the puck before Ben Hutton kept it in for Vancouver. Henrik protected the puck perfectly against Hall. Daniel. Hansen's in the slot. Henrik plays the puck back, and Hansen jumps in front of Darnell Nurse. Darnell Nurse hasn't seen a lot of the Sedins, and he's seen what they do pretty well right now. There's a centering pass to Edler, who's back on his off.
And that would be the challenge for that whole line. There's Leon Draisaitl having to go up against Henrik Sedin, and a real challenge with a great veteran centerman, as he said, cycles the puck so well. You got to have your head on the swivel.
That was the Canucks' best shift, and here comes their second line. Radek Verbata couldn't pull the trigger. Sven Berchi makes the puck settle down. Back to the blue line. Edler's still out there. Bartkowski with him, threw the puck into the corner. Verbata for Berchi out of his reach. Greiba steps in, up the boards to Pouliot. And Nugent Hopkins was there, and he couldn't get the puck out. Horvat, Verbata, Berchi's in front. A wraparound. Talbot makes a wonderful save on Verbata. Berchi's in front. A wraparound. Talbot makes a wonderful save. Verbata. Back-to-back good shifts for Vancouver for the first time in the game. Pretty good pace early on, but the shots are 6-2 for Edmonton. Radek Verbata trying to open the scoring. Stopped by Cam Talbot on Hockey Night in Canada. Well, the Oilers have seen more of the Sedins than they would like in the last few years. They've been Oiler killers.
Yeah, Henrik and Daniel definitely have. And here Taylor Hall finds himself down low and does a pretty good job. This is where you want to keep Hall, is in his defensive zone, but you can see legs moving, keep your head on a swivel, just keep them from getting to the net. And the best chance of the night, Rabin Verbata comes around, and look at Talbot does a little bit too much of a bite on the fake. And I think if Verbata, Jim, had taken an extra second, he thought he needed to outquick him there, and he could have been a little bit more patient, might have had an empty net.
Willie Desjardins likes what he sees, Craig, so he comes right back with the Sedins after the TV timeout. The old expression goes, they've been so good against the Oilers when Edmonton's won that one. You would think that
here's Connor McDavid, he shooting scores!
Jump the Vancouver
Connor
McDavid
matchup
against the
open the scoring to make it 1-0 Oilers.
To get a line change.
Matchup against the depleted defensive coach.
And right now he's got an opportunity to get a line change.
Video player group C slider at 9 minutes 17 seconds of 1 hour 48 minutes.
And come on in the middle of play. That's been one of the hottest lines in the National Hockey League with some real chemistry.
9 minutes 20.
One of the hottest lines in the National Hockey League with some real chemistry.
9 minutes 33 seconds of 1 hour 48 minutes 41 seconds.
After the icing call, and Matt Hendricks steps in to take the draw. Letestu and Korpikoski on the line. That's been
9 minutes 30. 9 minutes 30. 9 minutes 35 seconds of 1 hour 48 minutes 41 seconds.
Steps in to take the draw. Letestu and Korpikoski on the line. That's been together most of the season. A pretty dependable third line for Edmonton. They were arguing over who was going to drive the bus.
Goal of the season.
Matt Bartkowski. Carrying it pass, got to Henrik. Drop off to Daniel, he dumps it in. Yannick Hansen on the fly against Derek Kreiba. John McClellan goes with his third line here. Korpikoski got hit hard by Andre Padan. Bartkowski is back. Mar.18 in deep. Korpikoski, a centering pass. Turning and firing it off the side of the net was Letestu. And the Canucks make things settle down. The Oilers will start a change here. Padan now paired with Bartkowski.
I think those first couple of shifts by Padan will at least settle the coach down and have maybe a little bit of confidence in putting him back out there. He's been physical. He's played pretty well at start.
They called him up the last time. They were so short-handed in Los Angeles. They played him on the wing. And
the Sedins have done that. The Oilers,
Jordan attacking zone fade. Harjavov is out against them. Vince again, a good breakout. Teddy Purcell. And nobody with him. They were all back so far defensively.
With 94 points.
He's been pretty steady, and he's been relied upon too. He's had a few years in the American Hockey League, some experience as a pro.
And boy, when you get your chance, you better play well with it. And this is their chance with all the injuries on the back end. What a wonderful opportunity to prove to at least somebody that you can play in the league.
Teddy Purcell trying to step up. The other trying to move the puck around him. Lyndon Vey in the midst of a line change comes back. Derek Dorsett will get to center, and he dumped the puck into the Edmonton bench.
When it comes to great tasting sausage, there's no name and no place quite like Johnsonville. Great sausage comes from here.
Jim, another one of those young players. There's been a lot of talk on the bench. McCann came off of that shift, and there was an immediate discussion between the head coach and assistant coach. Jim, another one of those young players. There's been a lot of talk on the bench. McCann came off of that shift, and there was an immediate discussion between the head coach and assistant coach.
Name and no place quite like Johnsonville. Great sausage comes from here.
Jim, another one of those young players. There's a lot of talk on the assistant coach, and with the lineup that the Canucks have, there's a lot of discussion between whistles as well.
After Henrik Sedin, they don't have an awful lot of experience at center ice. In the absence of Brandon Sutter, through the neutral zone, here's Darnell Nurse. Backhander stopped by Markstrom. That's the 7th Oilers shot to 2 for Vancouver. They off the boards. Brandon Pruss. There's the puck to center. Bay getting an opportunity as well with Alex Burrows. A late scratch with an upper body injury tonight. Linden got back into the lineup. Jordan Eberle can't get the puck out of his own zone. Adam Cracknell passes off. Bay to the front of the net. Tipped off the post by Brandon Pruss. Hutton with a shot. Blocked once, and he gets the puck again. Throws it to the net. Talbot flashed it.
The right off and set. Had a couple as well.
Russian defenseman.
It's important to have a good first couple of shifts to give him some confidence.
Nothing like the first impression. Letestu poke checked along the boards. Urbana gets out. He's 2-on-1. Berchi's with him. Urbana holds on and threw the puck at the net, and that was just all too long developing. Talbot makes the save.
Okay, there's injuries on both sides, and you've got one of the best young defensemen, Oscar Buckbaum out. Davidson in Hockey League, and that was a bad pinch there at the inopportune back in the side, and Talbot able to get the save.
Really became much ado about nothing, didn't it? Thanks to Korpikoski. Sedins are back on. Up against Draisaitl's line. Andrei Sekera paired with Mark Fane. They get out to center. Good play by the Oilers to spring these forwards. Draisaitl's on his backhand. Stopped by Markstrom. He couldn't control the puck on the rebound. Alex Biega gets it back. Biega and Edler together. Hansen tips the puck to Daniel Sedin at center. And Mark Fane is there to dump the puck back in. Biega quickly to center. Long cross-ice pass. Hansen couldn't handle it. Edler's there to pick up the puck. Throws it into the slot. Here comes Weller. Nice save by Talbot. Loose puck on the rebound. Edler off a skate wide of the net. And Hansen then overskated the puck. A couple more close calls for Vancouver. Teddy Purcell. End of his shift. Dumps the puck in. Anton Lander. Only 4 checkers. The Oilers change. And Yannick Hansen comes back for the puck at the end of his shift. And he gave the puck away to Pakarinen. And took it back. Hansen stays late on this shift. Jared McCann up the middle. Tipped the puck into the corner, couldn't control it. Nurse will give away behind the net. Ronnie Kennens is there, number 41 for Vancouver. The Oilers can't get out of their own zone. Pakarinen deflected that off. Day game in Vancouver. And Talbot smothers it for a face-off halfway through this Boxing Day game in Vancouver.
First period.
First,
And it's
still scoring it off halfway through this Boxing Day game in Vancouver. Halfway through the first, still scoring us on Hockey Night in Canada.
For the first time in a while, the Oilers find themselves with playoff hope at this time of year, and Taylor Hall before the break said there are really promising signs. The veteran Matt Hendrick, Todd McClellan to be called more mature time.
Some practice time against the Winnipeg Jets. Said his team, he thought it plateaued. They need some practice time, Jim.
December 14th, they were actually in a playoff spot. And they're only 3 points out. Here's Matt Bartkowski for Vancouver starting their breakout. Verbata got through the neutral zone, snaps a shot. Talbot with another save as the shot clock starts to even up. Vancouver starting to get more chances than Edmonton. Draisaitl. Sekera jumps up with it. Taylor Hall. Edler playing the offside, stays with him. Sekera takes the shot, fought off by off too. They get McDavid, and they probably get 2 players back when they get him because they get Yakupov too.
Yeah, it
seemed to play his best with McDavid.
McDavid really forced Yakupov to skate and get his game going, get his legs going. That'll put some pressure on the coach to find the ice time, right? You got a little bit more depth.
Or put the pressure on some other players to win the ice time.
Absolutely.
Nurse is back. Cracknell's right on him. Dustin Schultz. Jordan Eberle. Pass was knocked down. Ben Hutton sends the puck the other direction. Nugent Hopkins. Trying to find a little room. Slid the puck for Eberle. That went off the stick. And it was a high.
Jim, Messier had on Mark. It's been skin. Tough start for Taylor Hall. I think this is the first year that he's really comfortable in his skin and developing and maturing as a player.
Although at 24, he has played over 300 regular season games.
And not one in the playoffs.
And on a nightly basis, he's got to be learning from having to play against top players on the other team all the time. Tonight when he's out against the Sneeze, and Yannick Hansen, who has the puck, threw it in front. And that missed everybody. It sends Alex Biega back into his own zone. Edler has advertised as playing a lot. We've seen him play both sides tonight.
I was going to say, how many deep pairings have you seen already for the Vancouver Canucks?
Quite a number of them, and Alex Edler is involved in several. Here comes Mark Letestu. He shoots, he scores!
Perfect. You got
from the scoring on the road. Forward line get the assists at 12:55. The Oilers open the scoring on the road, where they've had a tough time. Here's Andre Padan. Speaking of a tough time, stripped to the puck by Pakarinen, and then he couldn't shoot. He looked up with Bartkowski coming at him, and he fanned. So no harm done. Bartkowski off the boards. Derek Dorsett got to center and no further. Nurse backs up. Schultz up the middle. Pakarinen tips the puck in. With Lander and Gazdic on this fourth line. Ronnie Kennan's back the other way. Jared McCann with Dorsett. McCann trying to make some room for himself up the middle. Dorsett threw it to the net. All alone in front is Kennans. He turns another shot as McCann joined in and he missed short side.
and that's one of the play of Daniel.
Win the puck. Henrik for Daniel. And the stick of Mark Fane knocked the puck away from him. Still the Oilers don't get out. 2 tries and they're back in their own zone. Sekera up the boards. Nugent Hopkins stepping in to try and help. And on the 3rd try, the Oilers get out. Yannick Weber paired with Ben Hutton under pressure from Nugent Hopkins. Made a play. And so does Hutton to center. Sekera stepped up on Henrik and Eberle dumps the puck in. Jacob Markstrom. Oilers are changing. There's a little time and space here. For Biega. Adam Verbata, big wide. Berchi knocked the puck down. Drops it off for Cole Horvath. In on Eric Kreiba. Trying to get to the front of the net. Goes in behind. The sharp angled shot from Berchi is an easy save for Talbot. Herschel back to center. Taylor Hall. Draisaitl shoots. Markstrom makes the save from Matt United. Mark Letestu from Matt Hendrick.
Connor McDavid.
Is 12:55 and the Oilers lead.
Had a great time on St. Vincent. Looked pretty cool. Coolest experiences of his life, and it does look pretty cool. Jim?
Should have a goal tonight, too. He's probably thinking. Tipped one off the post. Good breakout for Vancouver. Alex Biega has the puck. It's the trailer. Sven Berge shoots. That was deflected just wide. Darnell Nurse gets the puck back the other way. Taylor Hall. Draisaitl trying to join him. And Taylor tripped over the blue line, and back the other way comes Sven Berge. Gets ahead of Schultz. Can't take the puck to the net. Schultz recovered nicely, and the puck is sent all the way back down the other way. An icing call against Edmonton as the teams go end to end.
Again, with this line, you see it at both ends. You try offensively a quick break that Taylor Hall ended up blowing a tire, and Berge just surprising speed, I think, on Schultz, but he does a nice job recovering. Berge fought for a split second. He was in all alone. Look at him focus on the puck. And when he did that, stopped his leg, Schultz timed it perfectly. Focus on the puck. And when he did that, stopped his leg, Schultz timed it perfectly. Covering. Berge fought for a split second. He was in all alone. Look at him focus on the puck. And when he did that, stopped his leg, Schultz timed it perfectly.
Nurse out on the ice against the Sedins again, and they keep the puck in. Daniel with a tip for Henrik. Hansen goes to the front of the net. Hall back defensively, gets to the puck and out to center. He's 2-on-2 with Teddy Purcell. That's to his right. Can't get by Andre Pedin. Rookie defenseman, and Daniel Sedin's back the other way. The drop pass to Henrik. And Hansen heads for the front of the net. Daniel can't fight off two Oilers. And Edmonton's back. Korpikoski, checked by Pedin and knocked down. Barkowski along the boards. The test to the goal scorer was there. Nick Keaton steps in off the blue line, number 86 for Edmonton. Matt Hendricks gives him the puck. The test to Korpikoski, wanted it, tapped his stick, and then he shot just wide. Eric Kreiba, wide of the net. Hustling after the puck is Korpikoski. This line scored, and they're really excited to be into the game and have another good shift. An icing call against Vancouver. The internationally acclaimed series about people saying hello and goodbye arrives this January. Hello, goodbye on CBC.
Jim, with that icing here, here's an opportunity. Nugent Hopkins, you've got Henrik Sedin for the faceoff, but you got a little bit of inexperience on the back end with Pedin at the end of a long shift, having to stay out there and try to survive.
Pouliot on the left wing, Eberle on the right. Mark Fane, Andre Sekera on the ice just in case the Sedins catch their breath. Scramble draw, and Henrik wins it. Daniel can't get the puck out, though. Pouliot kept it in. Eberle off the boards. Pedin comes over again. The puck goes to the inboards for Nugent Hopkins. Pedin dangerously close to holding on to him. Sharp angled shot on Markstrom. Stops that and wisely stops play because the Canucks need the change.
Well, you saw Eberle chatting not only to himself but Nugent Hopkins. Lots of discussion from Nugent Hopkins on the faceoff. He thought that he wasn't able to get the advantage of being in the offensive zone, but they're able to keep it in. Eberle with a little kickback does a nice job of moving quickly and tries to get it up and over Markstrom, but that big body, Jim, covers a lot of net.
Nugent Hopkins line stays on. Vancouver gets its change. Then the Bay's line has come out. Here's Brandon Trust. Lobs the puck into the middle of the ice. Lyndon Bay is there. To Trust with a screen set up in front. Back door. Yannick Weber can't finesse the puck into the net. Good setup for Weber jumping in off the right side, but they just can't quite finish it.
It was the screen in front that didn't allow Talbot to see the pass right away, Jim. That's why he's a little late getting there, but Payne did an excellent job coming back and making the play defensively.
Good heads-up play by Brandon Trust to spot Yannick Weber jumping in. Edler turns in a foot race here with Pakarinen, and he wins it. But to not happen, trapped on to the sing call, but it's an attacking zone face-off, and they're down by one, and they're right back out. So Edmonton is scrambling to change here. After they were caught on an icing call, they get Draisaitl's line back out. Hansen in second. Puck squirted loose. Kreiba off the boards. Teddy Purcell. Hard pass to the left wing. Hall raced onto it to his backhand. He's stopped by Markstrom. And with Taylor Hall's speed, that's not a bad play. Just to lob that puck up the left side.
And it's knowing who's on the ice with you. And let the pass for Biega.
Here comes Taylor Hall. Draisaitl line stays on. Purcell. Draisaitl had a look around before he got to the puck. Bumped by Edler. In comes Taylor Hall. The centering pass. Berchi picks it off. Verbata with some speed. Berchi heads for the net. Takes the pass. Missed the net. Horvat follows. There's Berchi with a chance to score in 4 consecutive games. And a great setup by Verbata. Verbata again with a slap shot that's blocked by Greiba, and he sends the puck over the glass. Another play.
For all the good and the bad of in the offensive zone, sometimes your whimsical play can be most dangerous. This started with Taylor Hall blindly throwing it out in front. Verbata's got his head up the entire way, forces the pass across, and Berchi thought he could get it past the glove. Does a nice job of getting to some open ice and just barely missed the outside.
6 and 50. Shots show 13-6 in favor of Edmonton right now. The scoring chances would be a little more even than that.
Sven Berchi getting the most of his opportunity too, Jim. As you mentioned, he's been on a hot streak.
Amazing what happens when you start going to the front of the net.
And the coach gives you the opportunity to play. You got to show that you can take advantage of it.
Hendricks is back, chased by McCann in the last minute of the first period. A pretty good pace in a Boxing Day game. You're never really sure in these games what you're going to get when the game's had a few days off.
I think the energy's been very good.
Alex Viega's got some energy on this shift. He dumps the puck in, goes after Sekera himself, and the puck comes back to him. Looking in front of the net where Brandon Prust is stationed. Dorsett there. Lyndon Vay turns back. Viega jumps in off the blue line against Benoit Pouliot. Sekera with a short pass to Nugent Hopkins. And Jordan Eberle and through center. Still got some time here. Nugent Hopkins relays. That's wide of the net, out of the reach of Pouliot. Oilers hold the puck in. Brandon Prust turns. And he just fires the puck down the ice. And time will run out before there can be an icing call on the play. So a good energy first period and only one goal. Mark Letestu had it from his line mates Hendricks and Korpikoski at 12:55 of the first. Coming up in our first intermission, George Stroumboulopoulos with Bob Nicholson, the CEO and Vice Chairman of Oilers Entertainment on Hockey Night in Canada. From Vancouver with the Oilers in the lead. Welcome back to Vancouver and Hockey Night in Canada, the late show where the Oilers have a 1-0 lead on Mark Letestu's 4th goal of the season. So the boards, it's pretty clear from the first period that the first line for both teams, Draisaitl and Hendricks, are probably going to be the ones to do some damage.
They're the most dangerous. You've seen a lot of examples of their speed and transition, and I think for Willie Desjardins, you've got to continue to push the play and really coach. I like the way that he got the Sedins out there when he got extra opportunity, and I think you're going to have to do a lot more of that in this game.
So here are those same two groups against each other once again. Matt Bartkowski is back. Turned up the boards for Vancouver. Draisaitl trying to hold the puck in. Bartkowski will try again. Nowhere to go, so he went up the glass. Hansen awkwardly helped him get the puck as far as center. And it's turned back by Teddy Purcell. Taylor Hall into the middle. Draisaitl stick was checked by Daniel Sedin, and he's away to center. Jannik Hansen backhands the puck in, and Vancouver will start a change as Mark Fane gets back. Andre Sekera to Draisaitl and Hall, and Edmonton will need a change here, the long change second. Bo Horvat. Radim Verbata was the only forward who had a shot on goal, but here comes Bo Horvat. Stopped by Talbot. There's a rebound. It's still loose. Verbata's there. Berchi's there. Puck has disappeared. And Bo Horvat, who hasn't scored in 24 games, so badly needed that.
And you wonder how he hasn't. This is what you saw at the end of last year. His ability to have speed to the outside, puck control, and there's one good save by Talbot, but Jim, more importantly for Talbot, didn't make it
the corner. He had 4 shots of the 6 Vancouver had in the first period. Loose. Verbata's there. Berchi's there. Puck has disappeared.
Puck out of play.
Well, right now it's digging time. If you're the county play, you got to stop the bleeding and try to turn the momentum. And you think of earlier in this period, it's their penalty killing that did it. That one had a chance. Maybe Elliott was screened in front by the 2 big bodies, and a nice stick there got a piece of that one to deflect it out. Frustrated. Those
Next,
Ben Berchi off top.
Seek Slider at 38 minutes 28 seconds.
Berchi in the first and Horvat too. Start here.
There comes Benoit Pouliot. Can't get by Yannick Weber. Nurse from the blue line. On the other side, Justin Schultz with a shot. Blocked before it was tipped. And up she's there. Puck has disappeared in this last
And this is going back to the mid-80s as well between Edmonton and Calgary. You got one star at one end that's getting a lot of the attention, so where's the guy on the other side do? This is Johnny Gaudreau. They're trying to make something out of nothing. He's got such an ability to put the puck into a safe area. Another common thread, keeping the legs moving and making something happen. Three great moves that
38 minutes 31
scoring
seconds.
chance out of basically no
39
chance.
minutes 1 second. 38 minutes. Any 39 minutes to 39.
And he dumps the puck in wide of the net. Berchi will forecheck. In comes Jared McCann to help in the midst of a change. Alex Biega paired with Alex Edler, dumped the puck in. Schultz is back up the boards. Derek Dorsett's there for Vancouver. Schultz started the clearing attempt. Pouliot got the puck to center. He wants to get off. Biega has a little skating room. Up the middle, Ronnie Kennens dumps the puck in for the Canucks. Dorsett. Kennens first on it against Nurse. Nurse double teamed and the puck was jarred loose. And it comes to Matt Hendricks. This line has been pretty dependable for Edmonton. They can play against anybody. I guess you'd like them to score a little more. They have 12 goals between them. But seldom a liability. From the blue line to Keaton. Handler trying to slow things down a little bit. He throws the puck up the middle. Derek Dorsett. And Keaton is back. Dorsett's right on him. Pushed off balance. Miro Pakarinen. Ran into Brandon Prust. The test tube off the boards. Didn't get the puck out. Bartkowski into Lyndon Vay. Prust. Return pass hit a skate. Andre Panan. That's an line. Got a rude welcome from Pakarinen. Prust centering pass off the skate. It's been a long shift for part of this Oiler third line. Luke Gazdic gives them a break as he gets the puck down the ice. No, he didn't give him a break because that's an icing call, and there's a couple of tired guys who can't change.
It's Rogers Boxing Week wrapped in red event. Enjoy safe.
So the Sedins will come on here at an icing call. Mark Letestu's been on for a little while. Luke Gazdic got a change. Gives them a break. Didn't they the puck down the ice? No, he didn't give them a break.
Television pictures changed just a wee bit. Absolutely.
Here's McDavid against Monahan.
He's in an Oiler silk.
Television pictures changed a little
just
bit.
Just a wee bit, right? Absolutely.
And here at Keaton is back for the puck and he's under some pressure. Oh, he didn't give him a break because that's an icing call. There's a couple of tired guys.
There's Matthew Tkachuk, and he has, as I said, been very forceful in showing Flames coaches and management that he deserves to stay in the National Hockey League
for a little while. Luke Gazdic is change.
NHL.
Keaton is back for the puck and he's under some pressure.
41 minutes 40 seconds.
Sedins take over. Here's Henrik up front. Hansen score. Under some pressure. Pakarinen. The puck down the ice. No, he didn't give him a break because
one of the reasons that the Edmonton Oilers liked Chris Russell
Hurry into a Rogers
the
store
free
today.
agent signings because he does stuff like this. He's a terrific puck retrieval defenseman. Gets his head turned before he even gets the puck. He knows where he wants to go. Makes a quick turn. Escapes 2-4 check.
Pakarinen. Luke Gazdic got a change. Over. Take over. Here's Henrik up front. Hansen. The puck and he's under some pressure. Keaton is back for the puck and he's Keaton is back for the puck and he's under some pressure. And the puck is over the glass.
Oh, and instead of having a backhand glove suck about it, the ability for Keaton here to just take and then the Sedins take over. And this is one for Talbot. He got stuck in between. Thought he might be having to make a save glove side. Instead, Hansen put it between the legs.
With that speed, the blue line nurse. The Oilers try hard to. Oilers. I went to Derek Dorsett, and he's out through center. Trying to slip the check of Darnell Nurse. He gets the puck down the ice. No, he didn't.
And the shot block led to that opportunity by McDavid. And Jordan Eberle quickly recognized McDavid was away. And
32 minutes.
Similar to the penalty shot
minutes,
in Edmonton on Wednesday, although that went to the forehand, but when we
Oilers again. Pouliot into the middle. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Chips around Ben Hutton, who turned and stayed with him, forced him to the outside. Pouliot. Nugent Hopkins, a good stick there by Hutton. That allows Vancouver to get to center. Yannick Weber twice tried to advance the puck. Crust dumps it in. No, he didn't give him a break because that's an icing call. There's an offside call against Calgary with 9 seconds left in the second.
You look at this period and you say, okay, good for Calgary to come out after being down by 2. They get the 2 shorties, tie things up. But in years past, you look at Edmonton, and that might have made them wilt, and that might have been the end of their game. And instead, it's been a quick turnaround. They took advantage of a pretty favorable call, and McDavid has given that 2-goal lead.
You can't change. No, he did this break because that's an icing call, and there's a couple of tired guys who can't change.
It's Rogers Boxing Week wrapped in red event. Enjoy savings for everyone until January 7th. Hurry into a Rogers store today.
So the Sedins will come on here at an icing call. Mar.18 has been on for a little while. Luke Gastic got a change. Pakarinen is fairly fresh.
Word shortcut came, but
hasn't been a penalty in this game yet. Pretty quick pace and a 1-1 tie. Mar.18 and Yannick Hansen have to go. Nugent Hopkins errant pass. Another icing call against Edmonton.
Another example of this haul. Ed just waits a little bit. Draisaitl makes the initial play, which creates the open ice. And watch Taylor Hall. He's looking for Draisaitl. He wants to give it.
There's an offside call against Calgary with 9 seconds left in the second.
You look at this period and you say, okay, good for Calgary to come out after being down by 2. They get the 2 shorties, tie things up. But in years past, you look at Edmonton, and that might have made them wilt, and that might have been the end of their game. And instead, it's been a quick turnaround. They took advantage of a pretty favorable call, and McDavid has given.
Come out on the TV call. Draisaitl call against Edmonton.
Another example of this Hall line with Draisaitl. Draisaitl makes the initial play, which creates the open ice. And watch Taylor Hall. He's looking for Draisaitl. He wants to give it back to him. Instead, just waits a little bit too long. And a nice back check with a little help from his friend there as McCann gets back.
Sedin's back on. Again after an icing call. They played a lot. Sedin's back on. Again after an icing call. They played a lot tonight. Again after an icing call. They played a lot tonight. They come out on the timeouts and on the icing calls. Trying to take advantage
Steve
again.
is one, graphic.
Yannick Hansen, who took the draw. Here's Daniel Sedin.
Goal scored in large hockey arena with large
Another example
Van
of this Hall line.
And Brian Elliott makes the save.
The one guy at the end of the second period who had the big chance was Eberle, and he was looking skyward then as he was robbed by Elliott. But Lucic trying to get it in down to Connor McDavid, and it actually pops out. And for Elliott, important to just get the face off and settle down. Little talk here, Glenn Gulletson didn't like the fact that Todd McClellan got a really late change in his opinion, and he really felt that the arm was already up, and McClellan maybe shouldn't have gotten that change.
Monahan's Nugent Hopkins errant pass. Another icing call against Edmonton.
Yannick Hansen ties the game at 1.
Draisaitl makes the initial play.
One McDavid.
He's looking for Drysdale. He wants to give it back to him. Instead, he just waits a little bit too long. And a nice back check with a little help from his friend as McCann gets back.
Sedin's back on. Again after a nice... Radam Verbata was the only forward who had a shot on goal, but here comes the Glackers with their speed at the period. But the first line for both teams. The late show where the Oilers had a 1-0 lead on Mar.18's fourth goal of the season.
He's out there when he got their speed and it's pretty efficient, and I think that the first years you've seen a lot of examples of their speed and transition, and I think for Willie Desjardins, a lot of examples of their speed and transition, and I think for Willie Desjardins, you've got to continue to push the play and really coach. I like for Willie Desjardins, you've got to continue to push the play and really coach.
Vancouver,
they're the most dangerous. You've seen a lot of examples of their speed and transition, and I think for Willie Desjardins, you've got to continue to push the play and really coach. I like the way that he got the Sedins out there when he got extra opportunity. I think we're going to have to do a lot more of that.
Here are those same two groups against each other once again. Matt Bartkowski. So the third line for Edmonton. So the Mark Letestu's fourth goal of first line.
You've seen a lot of examples of their speed and transition, and I think for Willie Desjardins, you've got to continue to push the play and really coach. I think for Willie Desjardins, you've got to continue to push the play and really coach. I like the way that Desjardins, you've got to continue to push the play and really coach. I like the way that he got the Sedins out there when he got of their
speed are probably going to be the ones to do some damage.
They're the most dangerous. You've seen a lot of examples of their speed and transition, and I think for Willie Desjardins,
for both teams, Draisaitl and Henrik Sedin are probably going to be the ones to do some damage.
They're the most
goal of the season. So the third line for Edmonton scored, but it's probably going to be the ones to do some damage.
They're the most dangerous. You've seen a lot of examples of their speed
are probably going to be the ones to do some damage.
They're the most dangerous. You've seen a lot of examples of their speed and transition, and I think for Willie Desjardins, you've got to continue to push the play and really coach. I like the way that he got the Sedin in this game out there when he got their speed and transition, and I think for Willie Desjardins, you've got to continue to push the play and really coach. I like the way that he got the Sedins out there when he got extra push the play and really coach. I like the way that he got the Sedins out there when he got extra opportunity, and I think you're going to have to do a lot more of that in this game.
So here are those same two groups. From off a skate, he just about put it in off Ryan Nugent Hopkins, and Talbot covers up.
Once again, this is the challenge playing against this line. They're so difficult to handle down low. You got to battle, and Darnell Nurse gets caught in the body but can't get to the puck. And look at just a little skate pass from Daniel to Henrik, and Talbot wisely gets there and able to hold on. This is why it's such a tough battle. The experience of Daniel Sedin there as he keeps the play alive.
Off a skate, he just about put it in off Ryan Nugent Hopkins, and Talbot covers up.
Once again, this is the challenge playing against this line. They're so difficult to handle down low. You got to battle, and Darnell Nurse gets caught in the body but can't get to the puck. And look at just a little skate pass from Daniel to Henrik, and Talbot wisely gets there and able to hold on. This is why it's such a tough battle. The experience. And look at just a little skate pass from Daniel to Henrik, and Talbot wisely gets there and able to hold on. This is why it's such a tough battle. The experience of Daniel Sedin there as he keeps the play alive.
So Willie Desjardins realized he's got one experienced lineman that he's really leaning on a lot. Corey Korpikoski. And just about put it in on Ryan Nugent Hopkins, and Talbot covers up.
Once again, this is the challenge.
Is not hurt on the play, but that's one that Wideman just late reacting. His first responsibility was to go after Nugent Hopkins, and when he came off, he didn't see Sekera until the last minute.
Not in enough time to get out of the way, so he gets the penalty. Oilers get a fourth power play. Goal for tonight with one shot and two shorthanded goals.
Just a little.
Corey Korpikoski. Koski. It was Matt Powell. Markstrom spreading out there, got a little piece of that, but the puck is still loose. It was Matt Hendricks who had the wonderful Hendrick, a wraparound off a skate. He just about put it in on Ryan Nugent.
Again, this is the challenge playing against this line.
All right, Jim, a bit of housekeeping. The Oilers will finish the game. A defenseman short as Brandon Davidson is not returning to the game. The guess is his injury occurred on this collision with Matthew Tkachuk behind the net. Not sure what the extent of the injury is, but again, a guess would be upper body.
He was really slow to get up. He didn't want to engage.
Returning to the game, the guess is
it over to the players. It was one of Letestu's. Hendricks missed the puck. Yannick Weber gets the puck. Off a skate, he just about put it in on Ryan Nugent Hopkins, and Talbot covers up.
Once again, this is the challenge playing against this line. They're so difficult to handle down low. Darnell Nurse gets caught in the body, but can't get to the puck.
One view we have. Right there, it does touch Brian Johnson the second time.
Able to hold on. This is why it's
right there. You don't see this.
Shot the puck. Really late, a little and he personal trying to keep back in. He was poke checked by Ben Hutton. Nikita shot the puck in. Leon Draisaitl had a poke by Hutton again. And the Sedins, Yannick Hansen to Daniel. He shoots and Talbot makes a nice save. Quickly back to center. A stretch pass intended for Taylor Hall got knocked over the glass and out of play. Canucks City line on an icing call against Edmonton has evened it up at 1-1, and another chance here for the Oilers of Matt Hendricks. Couldn't quite make it go.
This is back. Connor McDavid has resumed skating, expected back post All-Star break, and he had this advice for the World Junior team that's over in Finland. He said, I would say just turn off your phones, turn off your Twitters, Instagrams, whatever you've got, turn it off. Just try and make the world you live in as small as possible. I think that was the biggest difference personally. My first year I was reading everything the media had to say and what everyone was saying, and it's not very good most times. My second go around I just made sure that I wasn't on anything. I wasn't reading anything, and I definitely, and that just got finished, felt a lot better about it. Jim, Craig, I got through it.
That was a real grown-up response, though, wasn't it, for an 18-year-old? Daniel, he shoots, and Talbot makes a nice save. Quickly back to center.
NHL
pass intended for Taylor Hall got knocked over the glass and out of play.
There was no high stick, so it's a goal, at least to that point. The only thing that can eliminate that would be goaltender interference call against Buffalo.
This is going to be the overhead view. It's Talbot. There's Brian Giunta. He's not in the crease. Talbot comes across and he just sort of looks like he extends his right arm that has the stick in it, tries to push Brian Giunta away a little bit, but there's no contact there by Brian Giunta to Talbot.
No, and Giunta did not move Talbot at all. Cam Talbot was going.
Here's Sven Berchi to Bo Horvat. He couldn't get it to the net. Verbata tipped the puck just wide on a second chance. Verbata again. This line's had some dangerous shifts. Draisaitl gave the way up the middle. Gave it to Sven Berchi to his forehand, backhand. Jared McCann waits to the blue line. Viega's shot that hit his own man Greiba in front of the net. And Draisaitl's trying to clear the puck. McCann caught on the long change in the second period. Now he pushes the puck deep and heads for the bench. Matt Bartkowski goes wide, forces Nugent Hopkins to chase him. Darnell Nurse takes over. Justin Schultz, Nugent Hopkins with Eberle and Pouliot. Ben Hutton backing up to Bartkowski. And out to center, and the puck drifted through the defense. Nurse under pressure from Dorsett. Gave him the puck. The centering pass. McCann tipped it into the corner. Nugent Hopkins gets the puck. The center. Hutton's in a battle here against two Oilers backing up, and he got a break there because the Oilers went offside.
Yeah, and the pressure's really been on Edmonton to make plays in their own zone. That's what Todd McClellan was talking about, some of the problems they've had. And here it's Nikitin again, not able to make the play, not winning the battle. Verbata takes the puck off of him. And Jim, you wonder at some point if he will be far
back because of injuries. Klefbom and Davidson, two pretty good defensemen, are out.
This is one of those nights, though, that he might get banished to the bench the way it's been going.
Adam Cracknell on Vancouver's fourth line, up the middle. Sekera and Thane are back. Packle takes the man, trying to take the puck. Up the boards. Pakarinen. Again, the Oilers don't get out of their own zone. Held in for a moment. Second chance. Hendricks got some time now. Bounced it off a skate. Hard up the middle. Sekera. Pakarinen. Lander goes to the net, and there's a little trash there for him to go after as Markstrom couldn't quite hold on to the puck.
Jim, on the Vancouver bench, Henrik Sedin has been standing since he got back on to the bench. And you wonder, he's moving his leg around, doing a little bit of stretching. That looks either hip or hip flexor. And
here's an Ironman that once played 670 plus straight games, but just missed 2 on the road trip.
And how important is he? Look at his games played for the Vancouver Canucks compared to McCann, Horvat, and Linden Vey. There's a real dearth of experience below him, so you can't afford to have him out as well.
Daniel's going to take this draw. That's unusual. Maybe Hendricks got no power in his leg to save.
That would be a telltale sign.
As Markstrom couldn't quite hold on to the puck.
Jim, on the Vancouver bench, Henrik Sedin has been standing since he got back on to the bench. And you wonder, he's moving his leg around, doing a little bit of stretching. That looks either hip or hip flexor. And
here's an Ironman that once played 670 plus straight games.
Hip or hip flexor compared to McCann, Horvat, and Linden Vey. Be a telltale.
Good in his own end.
We'll have to track. Loses that one. Not look good.
Horvat has been really good in his own end. Defensive zone faceoffs over 60%. I don't understand why that goes down so much when he's penalty killing. He's been good 5-on-5 on defensive zone faceoffs, and he's in a battle here now. But still loose.
Through the second period.
Sven led 2-0. Got Horvat ahead of him. Diego joins the rush on the right side.
Brought to you by Clean.
There she takes Schultz.
Patrick Maroon scored the first
takes
goal
the puck.
at Rogers Place. On the Oilers' first shot.
At the boards, Taylor Hall's job to get it out, and he does. Diego back the other way. Draisaitl in the middle, just about.
In that game. Their home opener.
Ran into Horvat.
52 minutes.
And now he's got the puck.
52 minutes, 6 seconds, and 1 hour.
Purcell with the tip in.
41 seconds.
Diego's back with Alex Edmonton. Horvat.
52.
And now he's got the puck.
Get away at center.
Purcell with the Pedan.
Bring it back in a little while.
Brianna Hansen, his stick was lifted.
52 minutes. 52 minutes.
Sven Berchi.
51 minutes.
Got Horvat ahead of him.
51 minutes.
Diego joins the rush on
seconds,
the
1
right
hour,
side.
48 minutes, 41 seconds.
Berchi takes Schultz. Nurse takes the puck. Up the boards, Taylor Hall's job to get it out, and he does. Diego back.
52 minutes,
the other way. Draisaitl in the middle, just about ran into Horvat.
Seconds of 1 hour,
and now he's got
minutes,
the puck.
41 seconds.
Purcell with the tip in. Diego's back with Alex from the Sedins again. Pedan Hansen to the net. Rebound steered into the corner.
41 seconds.
Andre Pedan jumps in through the puck wide of the net. On the other side, Matt Bartkowski's there for Vancouver. Back at Brianna Hansen, his stick was lifted. Henry. For Daniel. Hansen alone up high, missed the net. Andre Pedan made a nice move. Lost Korpikoski, took a shot that knocked down Matt Hendricks in front of the net. He's limping towards the bench. Korpikoski to center, couldn't get the puck in deep, and back come the Sedins. Yannick Hansen almost got in the way. Up comes Bartkowski, shoots off a skate in front of the net. Hendricks bounces the puck, still can't get it out. Hendricks, Sedin, Ronnie Kennan's in front. Hansen missed another chance. And the Oilers are their own worst enemy here in the second period. They can't get out of their own end. Vancouver still with the puck after a change. Van Houten off the bench. He takes the pass back. Fakes, takes, hit the post. Hutton again. McCann's in front. Weber to Hutton. Around Korpikoski, some tired forwards now for Edmonton. McCann with a shot. Wide of the net, racing to hold it in. Yannick Hansen, who's been on for a while. And he's stopped again. That's his third chance of the shift. Hutton with a shot off the shoulder of Talbot. Yannick Hansen Yannick Weber. Ben Hutton slips the puck into Jared McCann. Hutton passes off into the feet of Ronnie Kinnon's. Little keep away going on here against the tired Oiler group. Hutton. Yannick Weber. Chased by Hendricks, who's sprawling on the ice. Here's Nugent Hopkins. He gets away to the net. There's a first penalty of the game. It's coming, maybe a penalty shot. It's a slashing penalty. Vancouver will be shorthanded after all of that. The best chance came at the other end of the rink. One action, but Vancouver came up short. And Ryan Nugent Hopkins went to the net, slashed at by Weber, who gets the penalty on Hockey Night. Hopkins went to the net for Matt Hendricks and a few other Oilers.
Well, the anatomy of a long shift that ends up with a couple of chances against. Great job blocking, but then trying to make a play, wants to get off, wants to get it deep. Instead, the turnover to Hendricks Sedin. Look at the traffic in front of Talbot. He doesn't even move as the puck goes by and goes right off the bar. At the other end, an exhausted group. Weber thought he had chance. Credit to Nugent Hopkins getting in there to draw the power play.
Nugent Hopkins is the only fresh guy that got on the ice. And I think some of the offensive players like Weber were getting a little tired too.
55 minutes, 7 seconds of 1 hour, 48 minutes, 41
First power
seconds.
play of the game, and it belongs to the Oilers. This is old hat for Vancouver. They just came off a game against Tampa. They were shorthanded 10 times.
You give up a power play goal, but you're still 90% on the penalty kill. You know, that's an amazing night. 18-plus minutes of penalty kill.
Nugent Hopkins, Leon Draisaitl. Purcell's down low. Taylor Hall is back at the left point right now. Justin Schultz out there with him. And Nugent Hopkins has to go back after the puck. Teddy Purcell relays to Leon Draisaitl. Purcell chopped the puck behind the net. Brandon Prust is there, finds an opening and gets the puck as far as center.
Really good coordinated pressure there by the Vancouver Canucks penalty kill. All four guys pressuring in unison and just no time or space for the Oilers.
There's Schultz, who on that long shift couldn't get off. He played 2 minutes and 46 seconds, and now he's out on the power.
56 minutes, 7 seconds of 1 hour, 48 minutes, 41 seconds.
Schultz, even though with the commercial break. This is a power play for Edmonton that's really been struggling. Just won in their last 5 games.
Alexander killing the penalty. He killed almost 11 minutes in Tampa on Tuesday. Here's Jordan Eberle on a second power play unit. Letestu's in the slot. Korpikoski, one pass too many. Crossed up his own man. Pouliot sent the puck down the ice.
Almost like he thought he was going to get pressured more, didn't he? I think he might have been able to pull that and shoot himself.
Power play needs a recalibration.
Yeah.
Taylor Hall, second shift of the power play. Backhand shot went wide from Purcell. There's Darnell Nurse. Power play's over. Taylor Hall's centering pass. Weber's back on, and the centering pass was blocked. Diego did a good hit on Hall. Purcell and Bartkowski got a stick on that cross-ice pass.
7 minutes, 7 seconds
Draisaitl
of 1
goes
hour,
down, the puck
48
shoveled
minutes,
to center.
41 seconds.
And the Oilers were 0 for 1 with a man advantage in a 1-1 tie. No shots on that power play.
Never really got the setup, did they?
That's kind of been their second period, hasn't it? Ben Hutton. Jared McCann up the middle, leading a 3-on-2. Radim Vrbata snapped the shot into the glove of Cam Talbot, and that stops play. So the Oilers, Pacific Division, game. It's unlucky.
58
say that 13 shots doesn't seem to do it justice.
3 seconds of 1 hour, 48 minutes, 41 seconds.
Danny Hansen must have all 10 of them.
Yeah, he's got at least 3 of them.
Here he is again with a shot, and just about.
Yeah, easy.
59 minutes, 59.
So there's something going on there. Henrik
59 minutes,
missed the games in Detroit and Florida on the road trip.
12 seconds
Lifting
of
up
1
that
hour,
left leg and
48
trying to
minutes,
stretch out
41
that
seconds.
left side. So you wonder hip or hip flexor.
Here's Matt Bartkowski with a shot. Talbot kicks that aside. Justin Schultz has had a couple of long second period shifts. Matt Hendricks threw the puck out to center, turned it over. And that's been a recurring theme, hasn't it, for Edmonton in the second period?
Yeah, there'll be a lot of talk for Todd McFarlane here about execution. He mentioned before how disappointed. Third straight at home. Stretch to stay in the mix.
1 hour, 0 minutes, 14 seconds, and 1 hour, 48 minutes,
After the
41
icing call,
seconds.
the Oilers managed to make their change here. Alex Biega is the puck carrier for Vancouver. Ronnie Kennens gets in the puck deep. Anton Lander. Nikita turns back under pressure, and he fed the puck across to Darnell Nurse. And the Oilers get out to center, but the Canucks get the puck back. Yannick Weber.
1 hour, 0 minutes, 41 seconds, and 1 hour, 48 minutes, 41 seconds.
Yeah, he let him know he hit him all right. Ben Hutt trying to get away from Luke Gazdic and needs some help and gets it from Sven Berchi. With Dorsett. Keaton commits to Dorsett. Manages to drive the puck deep, and then it comes out to Darnell Nurse, and it poked away. He finally got it to Taylor Hall. Denny Purcell on the other side. Back for Hall. Gets some space. Backhand of the puck into the corner. Draisaitl. Purcell. Stops. Feeds Draisaitl for Hall in front. Blocked by Yannick Weber. And Matt Bartkowski, his partner, takes the puck. Chips it onto the right side at center, but the Oilers got it. Horvat took it back. Here's Radim Vrbata. Bo Horvat turns in front. Berchi'd been knocked down. Bartkowski with a shot. There's going to be an Edmonton penalty.
1 hour, 48 minutes,
So
41
Vancouver took
seconds.
one penalty.
Driving to the net, and you get caught up.
One hour,
Driving to the net.
one hour,
Right in to win the loss. Alex Edler. Crowd forms in front. Here's Daniel.
Buzz keyboard.
Pass down low.
Slider at 1 hour, 3 minutes, 3
to
seconds,
help
and
out.
1 hour, 48 minutes.
His pass to Daniel.
His finish
Hansen goes to the front of the net. Henrik's boards. Edler. Vrbata walks in, looking up. His pass tipped through, shot wide by Henrik. A tip through to Henrik Sedin, and he shot the puck in the corner. Vrbata. Henrik. Daniels in front of the net. Letestu comes over at him. Edler quickly across just onside to Radim Vrbata. Edler in the middle, won't shoot it. Henrik. Edler takes the shot, tipped wide of the net. Henrik stripped to the puck by Greiba, who gave it back to Daniel.
1 hour, 3 minutes, 44 seconds, and 1 hour,
now an opening
48
for
minutes,
Darnell Nurse,
41
and he should be able to get the puck down the ice, and does. And the Oilers quickly go to the bench to try and change the penalty killer.
Boy, what a play that was. So often that shot pass is deflected towards the net by Daniel Sedin. This time he saw his brother to his left and directed it right to him.
Here's Bo Horvat on the second power play unit. Jared McCann is with him. Side of the net, Berchi. Ben Hutt. Vrbata stays. He takes the shot that was tipped, and Talbot got it. Bo Horvat again with a
One hour,
here's that play. And Weber. Jared McCann. Horvat has to go get a new stick after the faceoff. And Hutton to McCann and back. Yannick Weber's got the big shot at the blue line, but now he's going to turn back and chase the puck. In the last dozen seconds of Leon Draisaitl's penalty.
This is one for the Oilers here, this last minute. Just make sure you don't give up another one. They'd be happy to get in with a tie.
Sven Berchi. Back to the blue line. Penalty's over. Yannick Weber with a slap pass. Lyndon Bay couldn't one-time that. Now turns towards the net. Hutton from the blue line. Lyndon Bay with Berchi in front. McCann drifting around as well. Good battle between Nurse and Bay. Goaltender's leaving for the extra attacker. Another penalty coming up here. Here is Hutton. Goes wide. Henrik Sedin over for Sven Berchi. Stops Hutton. Played the puck back. McCann into the middle. Weber's shot. I think it's on there. People, defend yes by they win the draw. Edler to Henrik, and the play's broken up by Matt Hendricks. Ian Lander killed the penalty along with Greiba and Schultz. And one last rush. This power play that hasn't scored in 6 games and a turnover at center ice, and that'll send them back into their own zone, likely to finish the period. And counted down to the end of the period, so there'll be 1 minute and 33 seconds with which to work for Vancouver at the start of the third period. They won't dislike their second period. The Oilers might. They're happy to get out of it in a 1-1 tie. Coming up, it's George. The Oilers might. They're happy to get out of it in a 1-1 tie. Coming up, it's George, Nick, Adam, and Elliot on Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. In minute and 31 period seconds to see the start the third period. Henrik Sedin was late coming out. He hasn't been able to sit down in a period. Can't take face-offs. Daniel went 0 for 4 in the face-off circle. So Jannik Hansen took the draw to start the third period. But the captain is still out with a man advantage. Playing through something that is lower body related. Adam Verbata. Actually had a very good second period, but only got 1 goal as Daniel moves in and shoots and right into the glove. A good second period, but only got 1 goal as Daniel moves in and shoots and right into the glove.
He scores! Darnell Nurse!
Well, one thing you...
2-0 Oilers.
Well, the one thing you'd be sure of is on a power play, you don't have to play much of a defensive end, and the grind isn't nearly as bad, but never a good sign when your captain coming off 2 games being missed on the road trip. Played only 16-11 in the Tampa Bay games being missed on the road trip. Played only 16-11 in the Tampa Bay game, and here he is. But you don't have to play much of a defensive end, and the grind isn't nearly as bad, but never a good sign when you're 11 in the Tampa.
And the Sedins stay with him.
With a 16-11 in the Tampa Bay game, and here he is. But never a good sign when your captain coming off 2 games being missed on the road trip. Played only 16-11 in the Tampa Bay game, and here he is struggling here again at home. Don't sign when your captain coming off 2 games being missed on the road trip. Played only 16-11 in the Tampa Bay game, and here he is struggling here again at home.
They bring on Lyndon Vay to win the faceoff, and the Sedins stay with him.
With a 7-game homestand, too.
Henrik Sedin. Daniel Vay trying to get some space in front of the net. Pass comes out to the blue line. Here's Radim Verbata with Alex Edler. Passes off. Henrik. Daniel. Edler. Verbata missed the net. Henrik on the rebound off the boards. Tries to bank one, and it's loose in front. And Korpikoski sent the puck down the ice.
Never a bad thing to collapse back to the front, and Korpikoski ended up getting there first to that loose puck as Talbot couldn't find it.
Radim Verbata, 5 shots on goal. Get one there. Dustin Schultz sent the puck down the ice. The Canucks missed the net 13 times in the second period, and many of those were good scoring chances. Late in a power play here. Derek Dorsett turned around, shoots up high, missed the net. There's another one. 14th since the start of the second period. Ronnie Cannons. Penalties over. It's 5-on-5 again. There have only been 3 minor penalties in the game. 2 to Edmonton. Henrik Sedin looks out front. He wanted Dorsett to go to the front of the net, so he used his hand to tell him that. Henrik's backhander stopped by Talbot. And now the puck came right back to Henrik. Cannons was all tied up. The puck comes to Ben Hutton. He turns away from Lander. Good pressure after a power play, and Henrik is still on the ice as he has been for the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the period. Schultz with a long pass on a Vancouver change. Taylor Hall on his off wing. On the other side, Purcell couldn't handle the puck. Came back to him, and he shot it off the side of the net. Lyndon Vay. Dorsett to Lays, and the other forwards have to turn back or slow up. Now he advances the puck, and he wants to get off.
This is a big shift for this Draisaitl line here. Try to get some of the momentum back, get an offensive push, and spend some time in the Vancouver zone.
Purcell leads the way. Draisaitl with him on his left, so is Hall. Thrown towards the net. Edler got a stick on that. Nikitin held the puck in. Now a 3-on-2 chance for Vancouver to get out to center. And Diego was leading the way as the puck got to the blue line and offside Vancouver.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks now just 2 for 29 in their last 10 games in 2 periods. They had a couple of good chances, though. The whack by Henrik Sedin. Vay's trying to find it in front. A little spin around by Dorsett. And much like the chance Hansen had in that second period up before, the quarterback directing traffic and can't quite find it through, and Talbot finds the rebound. That's a big kill for the Edmonton Oilers here to start the third period.
And the captain continues to stand at the bench. Nurse trying to go up the boards. Bo Horvat cut him off. Centering pass, quick shot into the corner. And another chance for Verbata, and another miss. Here's Sven Berchi. Horvat fighting off a check. At Verbata in the slot, Nugent Hopkins goes down. Schultz moved the puck up the boards, and Pouliot got it to center. Matt Bartkowski's the first man back, watched by Jordan Eberle. Here's Horvat after the puck. Horvat's played a lot against the Nugent Hopkins line tonight, and it's been a win for Horvat's group, except they haven't been able to finish. And there's an icing call again against Edmonton. Horvat's group, except they haven't been able to finish. And there's an icing call again against Edmonton.
Jim, you mentioned the misses. You've seen Berchi on that line, miss stick side and glove side. Here's another one in that soft seam. You can see there's 5 Edmonton Oilers around, but nobody on Verbata, and he looks skyward in frustration as he shanked that one a little bit wide off the blocker side.
So that's 16 missing shots for Vancouver tonight. Gang can't shoot straight. Oilers fight the puck to center off the draw. They want to change again after an icing call. They get most of those players who are on the ice off. Mark Fane is back. Dorsett's right on him. Here's McCann along the boards. The puck is thrown towards the front of the net off his skate. And Daniel, though he's taken 5 faceoffs all season, so they took 4 in the second period and lost the ball. So the decided disadvantage when you're not
that you've continued to stop in the D zone, whether Henrik plays down low or stays out on the wing. I would guess out high, wouldn't you?
I would think so. And here comes Taylor Hall with a quick shot. Markstrom had to be quick with his left hand to get the glove in front and make the save.
Yeah, that's where in this third period, even though you play again tomorrow night, you got to see more of this line. And Purcell with the little flip back. And Taylor Hall, the deception there, looked like he was going to cut across further, but Markstrom able to stand his ground. It's almost like he was looking like he was going to take it all the way across and tried to quick shot it past the goaltender.
Now Bo Horvat comes on, but Draisaitl beats him on the draw. Fane with his shot. That was blocked by Horvat. Taylor Hall with his shot. Missed the net from a sharp angle. Hall again. Looks out front. Made the pass, and Purcell couldn't finish it. He might have been surprised. That was a great pass. Here's Hall again as the puck keeps coming back to him. Andrei Sekera. Puck bounced on Draisaitl, so Viegas got a chance to clear it. Doesn't though. Fane kept it in. Purcell cycles back. Draisaitl. He cycles back to Taylor Hall. Sekera steps into the front of the net. He backed off a little bit and got the puck. A bank shot is behind Taylor Hall, but he gets to the puck into the slot. Draisaitl can't take it. And Bo Horvat does. To Sven Berchi off his skate, but not to his stick. Nikitin beat him to it. Hall late in the shift, gets over center, heads to the bench.
That's the best shift in about a period and a bit for that line, though. They look dangerous on the cycle and trying to hit each other in the cross seam again.
And another icing call. This time it's against Vancouver.
Now, you talk so much about chemistry, and Teddy Purcell's starting to Purcell enough.
Icing call. Same group. And the puck is cleared. And it's another icing call. Same group.
Boy, it just barely is. Dan's trying to argue that maybe it didn't go. He made a change, so he's got to go back to the bench. And you wonder if Todd McClellan, he was happy for a second, Jim, to maybe get his fourth line a chance to get a shift against the Bay line. But I think with the second icing, you better try to take advantage of it offensively.
And he had taken this group of Nugent Hopkins off very quickly, and now they're back out. Oilers get the drop, but there's nobody over on the right side. Darnell Nurse was crowding over towards Justin Schultz's side. Schultz is back. Taken out hard by Adam Cracknell. And the Canucks are in on the forecheck. Prost, Bay, Cracknell. There's Prost and Cracknell on in front, working over Justin Schultz. Prost centering. Lyndon Bay. This is against the Nugent Hopkins line. It's Vancouver's fourth, and they're controlling the play. Barging in was Cracknell, couldn't get the puck. In comes Vey, and he's got it for a second to Brandon Trust. Now centering, Cracknell's shot went off a stick and wide. Vey gets to the puck. Trust to the blue line. Andre Padan changes his angle, takes the shot, deflected right on. Talbot made the save, and then the puck came back to him, and he smothers it. And that was a forgettable shift for the Nugent-Hopkins group, caught in their own zone. Still a 1-1 tie on Hockey Night in Canada. Holiday edition. Puck came back to him, and he smothers it. And that was a forgettable shift for the Nugent-Hopkins group, caught in their own zone. Still a 1-1 tie on Hockey Night in Canada, Holiday edition from Vancouver.
And welcome back, and some good news regarding Dan Henhus, who was standing outside the dressing room taking pictures with kids in the intermission. A rough couple of days post-surgery after taking a puck to the face. He looks normal, actually, with the exception of a few stitches on his lip. He is speaking, but it's obvious that his jaw is somewhat wired shut. A scary injury, and unsure at this time his status to return, but nice to see him out and around, Jim.
Indeed it is. He out and Lucas Spiza and Chris Tanev. There's about 1,400 NHL games experience out of Vancouver's defensive lineup. They're on the attack right now. Derek Dorsett being worked over by Marco Letestu. Ronnie Cannons has Jared McCann, his center, in the slot. Cycles back in for Derek Dorsett. A couple of games has moved up the lineup.
This tells a lot for Willie Desjardins, doesn't it? That commercial break and goes with the third line. He had a good shift from the fourth line and give the Sedins a break there with the apparent injury.
Most of the night after any of those opportunities, icings and TV timeouts, he's gone with the Sedins. Jared McCann back in his own zone, watched by Matt Hendricks. Andre Padan, a pretty impressive debut on the defense tonight. Big man, can skate pretty well. Hasn't got himself in a lot of trouble. Here he is with the puck at center ice. The Sedins are coming on, and the puck's out of play.
Well, it's all about opportunity, Jim. If you see a player go down, it's one man's demise is another's opportunity. And right from the get-go, that was his first shift. Second shift, a couple of other big hits, and I think if you're coming in, you got to play as advertised. You got size, you got to be a banger, get in there and play a solid, simple defensive game, and he's done that fairly effectively.
Played over 9 minutes, 3 hits. There's Henrik Sedin. On with Daniel and Yannick Hansen. And once again against Draisaitl's line, Leon Draisaitl to Teddy Purcell is set. Pass back for Draisaitl. It got by he and the Vancouver captain, Henrik Sedin. Canucks don't get out. Not yet. There's a penalty coming up here. And this is going to be against Henrik Sedin, who will go to the penalty box and put the Oilers on the power play for the second time.
And Jim, this is...
It's the hit series that you can't hide from. Jekyll and Hyde, premiering Monday, January 11th on CBC. This is Henrik Sedin battling Leon Draisaitl.
And I think that's where he was mentioned earlier. For Todd McClellan, you got to take advantage of Sedin laboring out there, and Draisaitl's a big handful. There's clearly the stick in the gut area to give the Edmonton Oilers a key opportunity here. And Draisaitl, of course, stays out for the faceoff.
Oilers get the draw. Here's Draisaitl. Looks to the net. Pass to the side. Taylor Hall couldn't relay in front for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Hopkins plays the puck back. There's the shot from the blue line. Markstrom made the save. And Teddy Purcell's shot was turned aside at the net. Horvat shorthanded. And Purcell was coming back into his own zone and intercepted that pass. Yannick Hansen backs up at center with Adam Cracknell killing the penalty. Teddy Purcell. Here's Draisaitl with his forehand pass in front. Nugent-Hopkins can't beat Markstrom. And this power play already looks better than the one in the second period that didn't look very good for Edmonton.
And there's a guy that looks a heck of a lot better this season than he did last year as a rookie. Look at the ability to get a couple of big strides to gain some speed. He walks in all alone, and that's one that Nugent-Hopkins just couldn't find the handle. Purcell shows some patience. Draisaitl loses it for a second, so instead of going to the net and shooting, he passes. But Viega does a nice job of getting into the stick of Nugent-Hopkins. Can't help but think of Draisaitl looking a lot like a big Joe Thornton with a little bit more speed.
Very different look on this second power play unit. Sekera and Eberle are at the points. Mark Letestu, Pouliot, and Korpikoski up front, and Eberle stumbled. Canucks couldn't make them pay. Instead, Letestu has the puck to the blue line. Andrei Sekera fakes. Now he passes off. What a save by Markstrom, sliding across. Puck is still loose, and he's down and out. And the Canucks get a hold of the puck and throw it down the ice. Brandon Cross sends it down.
Well, there's a game saver there, isn't it? And Letestu's shaking his head.
Eberle's had a tough shift here. He just got buried on the other side of the ice. First time he did it to himself. This time it was Bartkowski that got him.
A little tanglefoot-itis on the other side, but you're right. That was a hard hit, head first into the boards. And he goes off.
Down to the last 30 seconds of the power play, Dorset. At center, Draisaitl takes the puck back. He's got Purcell with him and Hall again after a quick rest. And here comes Teddy Purcell. Has a look around, looking for Draisaitl, but reading that perfectly was Derek Dorset.
Justin Schultz got a problem with his skate as he fell twice, Jim, at the blue line. He just rocketed off to get some help.
Sekera dumps the puck in. 5 seconds to go in the penalty. Henrik actually sat down for a bit in the penalty box. Oilers have the puck. Pass for Hall was intercepted. Henrik's back on, and he's just to the left of Jannik Hansen. Daniels over on the right. The drop pass. Henrik to Daniel. A bouncing puck, and he feeds it in. Henrik covered by Hall. Here comes Ben Hutton. Henrik sitting right up the middle. Yannick Weber shoots, and he missed the net. There's another one. Daniel City. Hansen jumps to the front of the net. Henrik can't get the puck. Teddy Purcell does. Hansen caught him from behind, forces him to the right side, and he dumps the puck in to facilitate an Oiler change. More than halfway through the third period in a 1-1 tie. Matt Bartkowski straight up the middle. Pass to Bourbata. Finally put one on the net, and this one's kicked up into the netting by Cam Talbot. 26-19, the shots for the Oilers. It's still a 1-1 tie on Hockey Night in Canada. Nobody's really sure about the injury to Ryan Miller, so Markstrom needs...
Gets tangled up, but look at Markstrom battle through the traffic. He takes a quick peek back to his left, sees the pass going, and Letestu didn't quite get all of it, got it in the middle of the net, and Markstrom able to slide across and make an important save on the penalty kill.
Odd night. Vancouver's only showing 20 shots, but they've missed the net 16 times.
Right. They've had grade A opportunities that you would call good chances, but they never actually hit the net.
Funny, they shrunk the nets. There's a turnover, and Radim Bourbata gets the puck. A one-timer, not anywhere near the net from Berchi. Bartkowski dumps the puck into the corner. Berchi's there. Bourbata in the slot. Can't make the puck settle down. It clanked off his stick, and Jordan Eberle has the puck. Drives Bartkowski back at the blue line. Yannick Weber back against Nugent Hopkins. This Nugent Hopkins line needs a better shift than its last one. Justin Schultz waits on a change. Darnell Nurse to center. Crust stands up. Letestu dumps the puck in. Korpikoski's the forechecker. Alex Biega back up. Turns a couple of times to Adam Cracknell. Giveaway straight up the middle. Letestu into the glove of Jacob Markstrom.
Well, Jim, the Edmonton Oilers trying to find a way to have some road success. At home, they've actually found a way to be pretty productive offensively, get their save percentage up to a top-notch level. But on the road, they're struggling to score goals. And in this game, they've been able to get the save when they need it again by Cam Talbot, but the offense hasn't quite been there.
Part of that 7-0 run at home was Anders Nilsson.
He played a great streak, didn't he? And Talbot, though, it's hard to criticize his game tonight. I think he's been very solid.
Here he is out to play the puck with Jared McCann moving in. Schultz starts the breakout. Korpikoski. Henrik gives chase. Viega's back, but he's got support. Derek Dorset was back. Ronnie Kennens threw the puck out to center. Sekera to Mark Fane. Both teams are changing. Here comes Taylor Hall once again. Moves in. Fired a shot. That was a hard one. And Markstrom made the save. Hall again with Purcell and Draisaitl in deep, and penalty coming up. There'll be a hooking penalty that will put Vancouver shorthanded again.
Here's what speed does to you. Taylor Hall comes off the bench, and there's a split-second decision you have to make if you're Alexander Edler. Do I go after the puck or do I back up? Boys in the studio talked about that. He backed up instead. That gave Hall a second to get in, and then McCann in on the hands there. It's not much of a hook, but got him right in that top hand. The fans reacting to what they just saw on the big screen.
So Edmonton's third power play. They're 0 for 2. Draisaitl, Purcell, and Hall have just come on the ice, so they're fresh and steady. Nugent-Hopkins on the point. With Schultz, and Nugent-Hopkins is back. Pursued by Yannick Hansen. Hansen with Horvat. Edler and Weber on the penalty kill. And finally, the Oilers break out through center. Nugent-Hopkins passes off. Taylor Hall. 2 Canucks came at him on the Draisaitl's side. Fights off the check. Then Taylor Hall. Nobody in front. Nugent-Hopkins side of the net. Passes to Draisaitl off the heel of his stick. Might have been deflected by Edler. Draisaitl again gets the puck. Nugent-Hopkins went to the front of the net. The pass comes over to Teddy Purcell. He turns back. Justin Schultz is at the blue line. On the other side, Hall moves in. His cross-ice pass deflected out of play by Bo Horvat.
The Oilers got the one chance that they were looking for, and that's Draisaitl down low. Nugent-Hopkins kicks down. The seam opens up, and this one just shanked it. Didn't quite react quick enough to get it, as Nugent-Hopkins had to filter it through both a skate and a stick. And much like the Letestu chance, didn't get the shot he wanted.
He hasn't missed many of those since he was called back up to the Oilers.
No, there's a stretch there where that one's been bang-bang play down low in the back of the net. He's been a great story for the Edmonton Oilers as Draisaitl.
Letestu, Pouliot, Korpikoski up front. Jordan Eberle hoping for better fortune at the blue line than the last power play. Andrei Sekera. Nothing doing against Brandon Prust to get the puck through. He turned it over. Here comes Cracknell. Prust is headed for the net. Short-handed. Stopped by Talbot. And Talbot got hit in the head, and he's hurt.
His head got hit right on the back of the post as Cracknell came around the net. I don't think there was anything that Cracknell was trying to do. It's just one of those plays at the net that Talbot made the save, went for the rebound, and his head snapped back hard against the post. Heads up play, blowing the whistle by the official there.
Yeah, he was quickly writhing in pain as the puck came back up the ice. Let's have another look at it with a 2-on-1.
His focus here is on making a play. And right there, see how far out, right on the top of the forehead, and that just snapped his head back. And here's, Jim, we've talked about it numerous times in games when you've seen these kind of collisions. It's almost a necessity, isn't it, that he's got to come out of the game. Think about the concussion protocol around the National Hockey League.
There is a spotter in every building that should be watching this and determining whether or not he should come out of the game. There are hard-to-tell symptoms with a mask on.
Yeah, but no question, that's about as hard as a head hit as you're going to get, and that snapping back his neck, he's having a discussion there. This is a tough spot, and the goaltender shakes his head, but...
On the bench, Anders Nilsson didn't move an inch.
Look at Cracknell's going after the puck out of midair there, so his focus, and bang, that's a hard collision that just snapped the back of his head back into the post.
Maybe whiplash as much as his head hitting the post. That can't feel very good at all. And he's staying in the net.
Well, this will be a heated discussion and debate. A little woozy. Come off. And the goaltender, there's been numerous times you've seen it like this.
Meanwhile, the Oilers are still on the power play. There was a shorthanded chance. And Dorsett forces this power play back into its own zone again. And love to test Cam Talbot now. Here's Leon Draisaitl. Gets through center, passes to Purcell. He just about got that up to his forehand. Taylor Hall around for Draisaitl. Back to the blue line and Justin Schultz defers to Hall. His shot not quick enough. Blocked by Horvat, and it broke his stick. Draisaitl up the boards. There's no Hall there. And the penalty's over. McCann's back on. Here comes Derek Dorsett. Turns, and he ran into Nugent-Hopkins. McCann's after the puck against Darnell Nurse. squirted loose. There's a centering pass by Henrik Sedin. Didn't get to Bartkowski. And Draisaitl slowly moves out of his own zone. Now he turns back. Matt Hendricks. Korpikoski and Letestu, and again the puck deflects and it's out of play. Still 1-1. Still 1-1. Under 5 minutes to go in period number 3 on Hockey Night in Canada. Tonight's goal scorers: Mark Letestu for Edmonton, Yannick Hansen for Vancouver.
Late in the first period,
for Edmonton, Yannick Hansen, Night in Canada. Tonight's goal scorers: Mark Letestu for Edmonton, Yannick Hansen for Vancouver.
Late in the first period, a turnover at the Vancouver line ends up with a perfectly placed shot through a screen of Edler, and then a battle down the corner after a icing call and a turnover again. It was Yannick Hansen on the doorstep to tie it. There's been a lot of back and forth here. We're coming off of Ken Talbot sticking in there after a heck of a collision with Cracknell.
Hasn't faced a shot since he got his head
YouTube
cracked.
video player gives standing ovation. Going.
A shot through a screen of Edmonton.
Mates Daniel Sedin and Yannick Hansen again, and here they come. Sekera over to meet Henry. Daniel and Fane join in. Puck came loose. Hansen gets a chance to move out front, and he tried a little back pass. Eventually, Daniel Sedin got it. His pass to Henrik eluded him, but the speedy Hansen gets over to get the puck, and the Canucks keep it in. Hall couldn't get the puck out against Daniel Sedin. Edler moves back to center. Viega up the middle. Daniel at the end of his shift dumps the puck in. Another shift where the Draisaitl line this time was contained in its own zone. Nugent Hopkins, Eberle, and Pouliot are back. They're playing against the Horvat line again. Pouliot can't get the puck in deep. Yannick Weber won't let him. Berchi to Weber. Verbata and out. Berchi again. Verbata speeding down the right side. Horvat goes to the net. In there. Cut off Berchi is Justin Schultz. So Nugent Hopkins back for the puck, starts out of his own zone. On the right side to Jordan Eberle. Slips it through. Darnell Nurse jumps up on the play. Battles in behind the net against Bo Horvat. And Nurse backs off defensively. Eberle wins the battle out of the corner. Nurse fires a shot. Markstrom made the save. Berchi for Vancouver got the puck to center. Nurse to Letestu and right back in for Edmonton. As this clock ticks down towards what might be overtime, there's a shot by Korpikoski was stopped. Rebound, and Hendricks can't make the puck settle down to get a shot. To the blue line, Nikitin's shot deflected wide. Letestu, Hendricks in front. This line has been pretty good most of the night, and they have the Edmonton goal. Driver with his shot. Whoa, that didn't miss by much. Had a little daylight over there, but the puck missed the net.
Good energy shift, as you mentioned. They just get in on the forecheck and pressure and turn pucks over.
Now the Canucks breaking out. Kennan's left the puck behind. Taken away by Draisaitl. That line had a quick shift, a quick rest, and is back on again. Trying to get a favorable matchup here. Vancouver's changing on the fly. Getting their defense changed so that Edler's back on the ice. Fane and Sekera. Now to Taylor Hall. A little tip for Draisaitl. Cracknell chases him through center. Teddy Purcell. Puck deflected off his shin pads. Taylor Hall in tight. Can't get a shot away. Up the board. Sekera holds the line for Edmonton. McCann blocked his pass. Ronnie Kennan's at center. And he'll dump the puck in. And we're under 2 minutes to go in the third period. And overtime has not been kind to the Vancouver Canucks.
With a divisional game, I think both coaches want to make sure they get a point out of this, don't you? You at least get it to overtime.
Darnell Nurse shoots the puck back in. Jacob Markstrom out to play it. Got it by Nugent Hopkins and Schultz. Filling in for him is Pouliot. Nurse. Markstrom out to meet the puck. Pouliot's forechecking. Bartkowski is back. Eberle knocked the puck away from him. A centering pass, and Nugent Hopkins was alone in front, but it was a blind pass. Didn't get to him. Here's Henrik Sedin. Jannik Hansen speeds in. Henrik for Hansen, and he hit his head on the post. Driven hard into the net. Lovely passing play. And Henrik
Drive a Hitman would have played, and that opened up some area there.
Top of the team. And we'll watch with interest to see if he gets back. Left on his own dress. Stops play with 42 seconds left in the third.
They mentioned their set, the 3-on-3.
Shooting. Here comes Draisaitl and Hall again. And the puck is out of play. And we're down to 28 seconds to go in the third, and bring in Cassie.
Thanks, Jim. And a Budweiser red light scoreboard in all games final except for this one. And both Arizona and LA get points as the Kings win in overtime 4-3 thanks to Kopitar. So a bit of the worst case scenario in that board in all games final except for this one. And both Arizona and LA get points as the Kings win in overtime 4-3 thanks to Kopitar. So a bit of the worst red light scoreboard in all games final except for this one. And both Arizona and LA get points as the Kings win in overtime 4-3 thanks to Kopitar. So a bit of the worst case scenario in that Pacific.
In the Pacific, the close over the side of the safe face off. The Canucks get possession. Edler safely to center, plus tipped it in. Dorsett on the fly against Cam Talbot. Back the other way, Taylor Hall. Draisaitl wanted the puck with it. Wouldn't settle down for Taylor Hall. Alex Biega is back. Cross tried to step in. Teddy Purcell moved the puck to the blue line. Now Nurse has to turn back. Here comes Brandon Price. And a good recovery by Jannik Hansen. He win a game.
One shutout of the season.
Chances of
Bruce Wilson.
1 hour, 1 hour, 47 minutes, 27 seconds at 1 hour, 48 minutes, 41 seconds. 1 hour, 1 hour.
Jannik Hansen, second of the night, 12th of the season, moments after he'd been driven into the crossbar and had to leave probably to get stitches. And he comes back and wins it in overtime, and Vancouver gets the valuable second point. So the three stars of tonight's game won 2-1 by the Vancouver Canucks. Hansen with a